You don't have to be an economics student to understand that wars have far-fetched effects not only for the countries in war, but also on a global level. With the Ukraine-Russia war going on, global agricultural production has been affected, and farmers in the United Kingdom are highlighting the issue. Let's find out how the war is affecting the UK's food production and what farmers have to say about it. First questions first. How can a war going on in Ukraine cause food prices to go up in the UK, which is several countries away from Ukraine? In case you didn't know, that about 30% of the world's wheat comes from Ukraine and Russia, and with the war going on, obviously there are no chances of any exports. Also, the UK gets 45% of rapeseed from Ukraine, which is used to make cooking oil. Ukraine also contributed to more than a fifth of maize, which was used in the UK for animal feeds and biofuels. Apart from these, the UK gets 80% of its sunflower oil from the Black Sea region, and all of this has been significantly interrupted by the war. If this wasn't enough, the price of gas has soared as well, which is used to heat greenhouses and to manufacture fertilizers. Yara, one of the world's largest fertilizer manufacturers, is now running at only half its normal capacity after closing 2 plants in Italy and France the same week because of the rising price of gas, a key requirement for the production process. Russia provides around 40% of the gas used in Europe, and the gas prices have been increased due to the risk of a possible cutoff due to the ongoing war. Sven Tor Holsether, the chief executive of Yara International, has given a warning that there could be further closures if gas prices soar in the same way. As well as potentially affecting the production of fertilizers by autumn, it could also hit supplies of CO2, which is a byproduct obtained in the production process, later used in animal slaughter and food packaging. He further said there is a lot of unpredictability at the moment, and it's hard to say what would happen, but there is a great chance that CO2 would be affected due to this. So you must have guessed by now, the food prices have increased in the UK. The current price of wheat is now £300 a ton, compared with about £215 a ton just a few days ago. To highlight the ongoing issue, farmers are calling for urgent government action to prevent soaring food prices and possible shortages in the UK. The National Farmers Union, or NFU, has written to the government to call for urgent action to help UK farmers produce enough food to keep the market stocked with food that is also affordable. The union said that food security is a priority for the country, so the government must act immediately. The letter also warned that if immediate steps are not taken, this disturbance in the whole supply chain from manufacturing to food availability and affordability could continue for years to come. Minette Batters, the president of the NFU, said that the war had brought their focus to the issue of food security, not only here, but on a global level. She further said that the NFU had shared their concerns with the government, and they're ready to work with the government to navigate this extremely fragile situation today so that the country can grow in the upcoming months. The NFU also highlighted the pressure on labor costs due to Ukrainian workers. The Ukrainian workers have made up about 60% of the workforce taking up seasonal worker visas to pick and pack produce. So, the NFU has called for a review of the immigration system to help bring in 10,000 more seasonal workers, along with immediate action to prioritize gas for food production. The pig industry is also facing multiple issues due to inflation. Pig farmers have also warned that the industry is headed for decimation as the rising grain price has only added to the current cost prices on feed. Rob Mutimer, the chairman of the National Pig Association, said that the current situation is gradually becoming desperate. They could be standing at the collapse of the British pig industry, and that could result in the consumers not having one of their most favorite forms of meat. The National Pig Association has asked retailers to increase payments to more than £2 per kilogram, which is more than 50% than it is currently being paid. Without the extra payment, more farmers would leave the industry, which would suffer months of problems. What's the way forward with the ongoing war in food security? The next few weeks are critical for sowing wheat and other crops in Ukraine, where about 15% of the land is currently occupied by Russia. Dr. John Rich, the chairman of NHP, said that if the war continues, our ability to sow rapidly diminishes, particularly if the Russian army moves into the west of the country, where a large part of our operations are based. This could potentially lead to a complete failure of Ukraine to produce any grain. So the price of wheat will continue to rise, along with the price of corn and other commodities, and the world would have inflation at a time when we've already had problems with the global supply chain because of the pandemic. While we're on the topic of farming, let's have a look at some other news coming out of the agricultural world. Indian yogi and spiritual guru Sadhguru predicts about UK's famine and civil war. Sadhguru gave out a warning that the UK's farming industry is heading towards its end. He also said that if the war in Ukraine becomes a global conflict, it would lead to 100 times more damage than World War II. By 2035, there will be dozens of civil wars across the country as well as across the world. He said Great Britain's soil would be in a very bad state in another 25 years because the current farming practices leave soil exposed for large chunks of the year. Isn't this hinting at what British farmers are already warning the government? Protest and plans against a rabbit farm over fur selling allegations. A protest is set to happen outside of a Rutland rabbit farm. The animal rights group, Shut Down TNS Rabbits, will be gathering outside a rabbit farm on Linden Lane, close to Rutland Water Nature Reserve. The company, TNS Rabbits, sells a variety of rabbit meat from a number of farms across Leicestershire and Rutland, Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire, and Derbyshire. It describes its business model as a rabbit meat wholesaler. The website says that the rabbits are reared on a free-range basis and are well taken care of, including being fed grass, hay, and herbs. Their target audience who buys rabbit meat includes caterers and specialized food businesses. But the protest group has accused TNS Rabbits of using rabbit meat farming to make its way around the rabbit fur ban in the UK. Since 2000, fur farming has been banned in the country, but there's a loophole in the law that suggests that a business can sell furs if they come as a byproduct of meat farming. TNS Rabbits sells rabbit fur accessories such as scarves worth 200 pounds, 275-pound bags, 130 pounds worth of hats, 85 pounds cushions, and entire pelts for 28 pounds. TNS Rabbits was set up 12 years ago with the alleged aim of providing the UK restaurant market with rabbit meat. Rabbit meat is low in demand, so it's not surprising if the business has allegedly been involved in rabbit furs to expand the revenue stream. The activists who are protesting for the cause started dispersing leaflets and videos in the area to spread awareness about the campaign weeks before it started. Sheep are way smarter than you think, and a UK farmer is witness. You might think of sheep as invisible, unintelligent creatures, but a UK farmer, John Lewis Stemple, who's reared sheep for decades, insists they're much smarter than you think. He said that after having observed his livestock do incredible stuff, the sheep's head looks concrete-like, but the interior is subtle and surprisingly cerebral. There is a lot of intelligence hidden behind the slit eyes and hard heads. Many researchers also prove what the farmer has claimed. Sheep are highly capable of learning. Like dogs, they can learn their own name. A sheep's ability to remember human faces is particularly amazing. A 2001 research found they can recognize and remember at least 50 faces for more than 2 years. That's longer than some people. Sheep are also able to differentiate between individual sheep, between breeds, between sexes, between emotions, and between human beings. Even young lambs are capable of connecting and forming bonds with other animals, including goats, dogs, and other cattle. A fact that you probably didn't know is that sheep have horizontal, slit-shaped pupils that allow a peripheral field of view of 270 to 320 degrees. This means that they can see behind themselves without even needing to turn their heads. They also have excellent smelling capabilities. And that's a wrap for this video. So what do you think of the Ukraine-Russia war causing global food shortage? What could the governments do to curb this? Do let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.